Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. I have a different sort of earplugs in and microphone to use. Hoping it'll come across a little bit louder. I'm going to open the windows so I get some air. May cause a little bit of noise, but better than the fan from inside here. Gonna hold the phone again because I haven't figured out how not to hold the phone. So maybe that'll work out. If I moved it up here, it kind of works and kind of doesn't work, does it? So we'll try it right there. I have to hold it with those two fingers. So, how's everybody doing? Good? I have a Coca-Cola, big Coca-Cola. So, here's what I've been learning about Coca-Cola and coffee. They have caffeine, and caffeine helps depression, and I'm depressed. I am gravely depressed. And come next Tuesday, my world could end. So I'm very worried about that. But I guess I need to trust in the Lord, right? Is that what they say? Trust in the Lord? So, we're overcast still, as heavy as this morning when I woke up. They're saying this is smoke that's down from Canadian fires. And we are, this area of the eastern slope is the worst, I don't know, what do they call that? Breathing issues in the world. We're the worst. So maybe I should roll up the windows, but I won't. And, just pay attention to it, I guess, is what they're saying. We can do that. Last night was a pretty good night sleeping. We'll have to see what tonight looks like. And, been busy. Some news to report. For anybody who cares, I guess. Been working on a PhD program, right? Clinical psychology. Not specifically neuroscience, but it's all kind of interwoven. And this is going to be amazing. And I don't want to talk about this. This is just a sidebar, but I've pretty much completed everything. But paying the money. They want money. They want some money. You understand that? They want some money. You can graduate as soon as you pay us the money. The money. Oh, God. No, you guys. You're not really saying that, are you? Are you a prestigious university? Yes. And you're telling me I can graduate when I pay you more money? Yes. Oh, God. So, people, there's a thing called PayPal. They're your pal. Used to be my pal when I had some money. Anybody on the planet that has money that wants to support my continued education and doctoral program that's completed and I can actually be called a doctor as soon as I pay them. Please send me. I owe $1,200 more. Where am I going to get $1,200? Where am I going to get $1,200? So, and then I'm a doctor of psychology, clinical. Oh, God. Maybe I'll go from 6 people watching me to like 7. Maybe. You never know. So anyway, if you have $1,200 or any part of $1,200, I mean, it isn't going to do me any good if I don't come up with $1,200. I'm sure they'll let me ride for a little while, but I'm going to shut off the engine. But I need $1,200. Any part of that you can send, please send. My email is just jzegar, Zegar, at gmail.com. That's how you send money to PayPal to get into my account. Oh boy, more worries. Anyhow, I'm happy that I've completed a program. And technically, right now, I guess I'm a doctor. But until I pay him, I'm nobody still. I'm just some worn out old guy that's gonna get hung next Tuesday. Boy, oh boy. 55 years. 55 years in clinical psychology. And a large majority of that is also in neuroscience research. Sad. Took me that long. I want to keep going. I don't know where. Probably go somewhere. Try to keep being of service for the greater good somewhere. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. I mean, I don't want to take your money, but I get the doctorate degree. I still don't have any change to put in the gas tank, you know what I mean? By the grace of God, maybe something will happen. Good. So I want to talk about people and personalities and programs, which I spend a lot of time on. I really do. I spend a lot of time on that stuff. And there's a lot of people that need some additional help. You know, there's the folks with, you know, different kinds of addictions, compulsive disorders. And they struggle. And they get angry and they get mad. If you ever see somebody, male or female actually, I've paid attention to that, walking around with their hands in their pockets, kind of shuffling their feet, head somewhat down, eyes cast down on the sidewalk or street or ground. They're not bad people. They've probably made some mistakes, but they're just beat down. They're just beat down. They're ground down. There isn't a whole lot left. Their spirit has been taken away in an aspect of that. And they don't have answers anymore. They don't have answers anymore. Couple things you can do. You can look at them and thank God or the universe that you're not the same. You probably made a mistake too and just hadn't been caught. You may have known better and acted differently. Nobody caught you. Nobody on the planet is pure. There isn't anybody. What do I got? 6 or 7 people probably listening to me. Nobody is pure. Everybody has erred. You know? And they get angry, those people. They just burst out in anger sometimes. I was at a correctional facility some time ago, and there was a kid who was on the phone. I don't know who he was talking to. Maybe a attorney or I don't know, somebody. Had something to do with his outcome. You could tell that. And he just started cussing at the person over the phone and went off and screaming and yelling and jumping up and down and slamming the phone here and there. And good kid. I never met him. I never talked to him. I didn't know him. It's programming, you guys. It's programming. Somewhere when he was a young little boy, somebody modeled to him that when times get tight and you feel like it's all out of control and it's unmanageable, holler and scream and get aggressive. We all know that doesn't work. We all know that's not the answer. But at the time when the kid's screaming and yelling profanity over the phone, somehow his subconscious makes him believe that's what he's supposed to do. It's a program. He got in trouble. I don't know. what kind of trouble he's in or why he's in there. Or, I didn't know anything about him. But he got in trouble because of his program. His program taught him that when he's in a pinch and doesn't have the answer and can't see the answer in front of him. Here's a better way of saying that: can't see a solution. Just try anything, right or wrong. And that's what he saw maybe his parents do, maybe an aunt and uncle, maybe the adults next door, maybe the grandparents. Somebody programmed into him that hostility when your back is against the wall is the answer. And then you run a 50-50 chance that you get caught. Doesn't make the kid good or bad. It doesn't. It just means he made a mistake based on his programming. And he never got reprogrammed. Reprogramming is another way of saying there's always another solution. Here's the part that hurts. There's always a bozo, male or female, it doesn't matter, who wants to indict you. You know what that word means? Indict, you know what that word means? Punish you. Point the finger at you. Accuse you. Discipline you. Hurt you. And those people get their kicks doing that. Years and years ago, I don't know what I was doing. Where was I at? Down in desert Southwest somewhere. And somebody, I know what it was. It was a treatment facility somewhere down Southwest. I don't remember where. And people graduate and then they get discharged. And they walk out of the building or whatever and go into something called aftercare or a halfway house until they can get their feet under them and get a little better ground. And there's actually, this is true. This is how fucked up people are. They stand outside these places looking for victims. Somebody who didn't quite get the program and the full concept of it, and they're walking out with their head down and hands in their pocket, and they're graduating, but it's not making sense to them. And these people say there's one person in particular who sees this individual walking out of the treatment program and approaches them and sits them down and says all the nice soothing things and talks to them about, further recovery. and here's the bad part. They talk to them about getting even. This where the program comes in. You're being programmed, told to get even. And the outcome of that, you know, is not going to be good. So they'd take you by your hand and march you off to, I don't know, some kind of state agency that oversees people working in the field, right? Yeah. Tell this person about how you were treated and abused and inappropriately treated. And that's it. That's all that needed to be said. The therapist person, whoever that is out there, that gets named, has to defend themselves in a no-win case. Remember what I've been talking about the last, 5 days, week or so? It's called a preconceived outcome. The state, in this particular scenario, now has information and a person to point the finger at, a therapist of some kind somewhere. And they will lose their license. They will lose their family. They will lose all of the money they have. Lose their career. Lose any chance of work of any notable kind. Lose their friends. Lose their colleagues. Lose their family, be judged and convicted, maybe sent to jail, maybe sent to prison, and there will be nobody in their defense corner. Because if they go in your defense corner, that indirectly accuses them. That's what happens every single day in America. You will become isolated. You will have no support, no one to turn to. Get it? You're driving down the road. I like the example I gave yesterday, actually. There's a guy in Kohl's or a girl in Kohl's, I don't care. And you're in the parking lot and you're sitting in your car and I don't know. Here, we're making a YouTube video, right? And you're being animated, so you're jumping up and down, and you talk a little louder, talk a little less, and wave an arm or two, or whatever. You get mad. You go open up the back hatch of the car, You put the video on pause. You grab a golf cart and a golf club, and you start just swinging on the grass like you had a ball there and you're trying to hit the ball. And the girl or the guy inside of Kohl's is watching this whole thing play out, calls the police and said there's an irate person outside of Kohl's that's acting aggressively. And I can't tell if they have a rifle or a shotgun, but I think he's pointing it at me. You can say anything you want. Doesn't matter. The police come, sheriff's department comes, all the people in cars show up and they pull their guns out as they have this guy circled in the parking lot, and he's swinging a golf club. And they're pointing guns at him, telling him to drop the club and put up his hands. Now, these cops and sheriffs and all these assholes have a preconceived outcome. They practice this stuff. And you are guilty. You will be arrested. You'll be cuffed. You'll be taken to jail for an indefinite period of time until you can be seen in court. Have a public defender which could care less about who you are or what your story is. Nobody in booking wants to hear your crap anyway, because you're guilty. You would be guilty of, I don't know the law that well. Aggravated assault? Is that what it is? Or aggravated menacing? I don't know. One of those two, and maybe, who knows, something else. And as I understand it, the DA in the following days or whatever decides which charge they could get to stick to put the old guy that's trying to hit a imaginary golf ball in prison the last 10 years of his life. That's their job. They take pride in that. The public defender's office takes pride in fucking you over. The police and sheriffs and bookings and all the people involved in the legal system want you guilty. If you ever get caught swinging a golf club at an imaginary golf ball in a parking lot, and some lady is standing inside of Kohl's who just bought clothes that won't fit her, you're guilty, and you will go to prison. That's called fact. Do not talk to him. Do not say your name. Do not tell him you have a low tire on the right passenger side. Do not tell him you took 2 shits today. Do not tell him you have to go pee. None of the legal system, none of the police, none of the sheriff's department, none of the highway patrol. There isn't anybody involved that is there to serve and protect you. When you walk outside in the morning from wherever bush you live in, there is nobody that could give a shit about you. Nobody. Nobody. Your life is a wasted piece of shit. Think about that. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I hope to talk to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.